I'm so excited to be chatting with you because you have this great and sweet new movie out, Taste of Love. What is the premise for the movie, and how was your character originally described to you?
So the premise for the movie is really about a girl who grew up in a hometown and she went off to the big city to make a name for herself. And she ends up coming home and competing in this contest with her father. And it's like a battle with me and her. And well, I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but I lose. And she wins it all. My character, I'm from the South. And so they really kind of pitched it to me because like it's just this like Southern rivalry, which like I love so much. And I just really loved the character. That was kind of it. She's just like the girl who put her whole heart and soul into this restaurant and like loves where she's from. And she's just a fun character. She wanted the boy, she didn't get him. That probably ruined everything, right?
Sometimes they get away. Sometimes they do get away.
Once they go away.
Was there something that you found particularly challenging about this role, or something that really endeared you to her?
Yeah, I really, really loved working with Erin. She made it was impossible not to love her. And although we are frenemies, like I had competed with her the whole time, I desperately wanted to be her kind of thing. She and her just incredible presence. I actually could not help but love her every single scene. And so it made it quite difficult to not be super nice to her.
You're gonna be on-screen rivals. It's hard when you like someone so much off screen.
Yeah, it is. And I kept telling her, I was like, God, your smile. I just can't do it. And I have to be so mean. She's just
Don't
wonderful.
take it personally. I promise I love you.
And she was such a champ too. Like she took all of it and she was like, wow. I felt, oh, you have to say horrible things when you aren't liking someone in a script, right? And then they all cut
Right.
and are like, oh, oh, I still said those things. So that was the most challenging part.
Was there any advice that directors Michael or Conrad gave you while you were filming that you took to heart?
Yeah, Michael and Conrad are honestly incredible. Well, actually, this is my first time being directed by two people. So that was like a really cool experience for me. I'd never had that. And the boys were so good about it was so weird because they each had their own mind, right? But they were one solid mind in creating this project. And they're just like the most lovely, lovely guys. And my favorite thing they did was they were just very supportive of everyone's kind of journey with where they were taking the characters and they made an incredible environment. We were still at the height of COVID when we were kind of shooting, and it was just incredible what they did. So, I mean, I couldn't pinpoint just one thing. They're just wonderful, wonderful people.
Well, this is such, as I thought, a sweet, but of course, tumultuous, tumultuous character for you. How did you shake off a long day of being Linda and finding yourself as Ashley again?
Anyways, it should have been harder than it was. Yes. I left, this is gonna sound so cheesy, and I think it's because of the movie we were making. I left every day smiling. And so, like, even though I wasn't playing, I mean, bad guys never think they're bad, right? Like, she was just defending, she had a crush on the guy, she had a restaurant,
I
like,
mean, Martin could give you lessons in being the bad guy,
he
but
never
not being.
did. I'm so upset. He was such a good guy, is such a good guy in this movie. So it's like, it was just sort of those experiences, where you leave smiling every day. So I think that made it, even when she's not being super nice maybe to some people, but to Linda she was. It's like you still have to smile because you're making such a wonderful project with wonderful people.
What were some of your favorite scenes you got to film, or maybe ones that stand out to you, maybe that you've got to see back, how incredible they've played out on screen?
Yeah, one of my favorite scenes for me, okay, this is gonna sound like an ego thing, but I loved all of my moments. I love everybody. But I there's one scene with Jesse, because it's Jesse is Martin's son, and so that was like a really cool experience. But Jesse and Aaron are in a supermarket and they're shopping, and I see them, and it's where Linda realizes she's not the one, and it's just the most like it's just that moment for her where it's this huge turning point, and then that leads her to the end of her story at the end with Aaron and how she decides to be. And that scene really always meant so much to me. It was so impactful for me as a person and so impactful when I read the script. And my favorite scene that I actually read is I think it's in the trailer, so maybe I'm not ruining anything, but when Jesse and Aaron have that beautiful sunset moment, that is I watched that back and said, oh my God, oh, it was just beautiful, beautiful.
Chilling, chilling
Um,
and beautiful. Cinematography for this film is wonderful.
right? Incredible. I mean, the whole crew was like chef's kiss, incredible. So
Well, it's coming up here. It's going to be opening the illustrious 18th annual Sunscreen Film Festival next week. What does
yeah,
that mean to you?
this was really hearing that that's the first place it's going to be seen meant so much to me. And I know the producers as well, because we shot in Florida. It's really getting to bring it back for the first look to be within the community where we made it. And that's really, really special to me. And I think Sunscreen is one of the coolest festivals out there. So I was so excited. That's where it's going to debut.
Will we get to see you there then, attending, so that we can meet you at the premiere, or are you going to be out in LA busy working?
I was supposed to be there and I'm very, very sad. I'm actually currently in Atlanta for callbacks, but I'm
Mm.
shooting a project next week. So I sadly had to pull out, but I know Aaron is going, Jesse's going, and Martin's going. So I'm so
They'll represent you
they got
right.
left behind again, but Aaron,
That's right. It's become full circle, very ironic.
I know
It's a meta moment for you, actually.
it really is. It didn't even hit me till right then. I was like, oh no, Linda again. So
Well, I see there's a bed behind you. I hope you have plenty of tissues. You'll be able, you'll be able to comfort yourself after this now that you've realized what's to come.
it's my moment. No, no, no. So worth it as I lay on my bed and cry. Yeah.
Well, A Taste of Love, I think, is sweet. There's heart, there's humor, there's wonderful cinematography to it. What do you think it is about this movie that's just gonna make it a fast fan favorite? I think it's kind of a rom-com. It is beautifully romance, but of course,
Yeah.
what do you think it is about this movie that's really gonna make it a standout film?
Total honesty, this is a big one for me. I think it's going to be incredible because it has a lot of heart. So at the core of anything, whether it's drama or comedy or, the most serious films we could ever watch, it's all about heart for me. So this one had so much of that, and there's so many layers with family, and I'm very close to my family. And so when you don't live near your family, like that kind of tied into the film and coming home, that really it sounds really cheesy, but goosebumps because like that means so much to me. So I hope that that's what other people take from it.
Well, you are a part of social media, so be ready for when the film festival releases the movie to get lots of inundation with wonderful remarks, people giving you their thoughts on Linda and the sweet and the sour moments that entails, no pun intended, for A Taste of Love. But
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I have to say, I've loved seeing you on Quantum Leap lately. You've been a part of a number of wonderful projects. You've been steadily working here lately. What have been some of your recent favorite projects that you've worked on?
I feel really lucky, and this is not just one of those actor things you say. I have gotten to work with truly wonderful people. Quantum, which you just mentioned, Ray is like a wonderful human. I got to work with Narissa. It was like Quantum is one of my favorite moments. I was actually just talking to an actor friend of mine today. We were having coffee, and I was like, I hope you get to do that show. That cast and crew, it's so wonderful. And you don't. It was like a family, and everybody was so excited to be there. And you get to jump through time. I was in the 80s. That was so cool. We fried my hair crimping it. It was great and worth it. But it was just such a cool experience. And I think that cast and that crew, like a personal story, what meant so much is like we had to have we had a few delays. So it had to go over a few little months, our span before we could wrap. And on that last day, the rest of the cast had been working Monday through Friday. I had not, I just come back to do my pickup Saturday. Everyone was tired, but everybody was so excited because it was one of the main characters' first time to really shine. And like seeing people, several of the crew members were like, no, this is her moment. We want to be here because like we would give our Saturday to make sure this like show is like got its heart. And I love that show. So I'm very, I just want everybody to be part of that show.
Yes, I really loved the episode. It was really nice seeing that flashback, and it was funny seeing Ray in the leather jacket and everything. It was perfect. It's very authentic as a child of the '80s, I must say.
Those clothes, those ladies, and oh my gosh, they had, oh goodness, the best clothes. Like I fell in love with every piece of wardrobe, and Ray had some really wonderful ones. So
Back in Time is always a special moment when you get to step back in time, especially Quantum Leap is an iconic series in that way as well. So must mean a lot to you to have been a part of that as well.
it did. And, I think they've held up so much of the love from the first one, like from the original. And that's been the coolest part to see. Like, I have so many friends who are really big fans of the original, and they all love the new one. And that's a great feeling.
Absolutely. And I know you said you're busy filming in Atlanta, or at least at a callback right now for Atlanta. What are the other projects that you've been busy working on lately?
So I actually can't say what I'm about to start next week because I signed a lot of NDAs, but I'm very excited to be part of this wonderful universe. And that gives no clues, I hope, but all the clues. And I start work on that next week, and then we wrap up, and then I wait to see about this film. So
Well, I'm eager to see wonderful more things to come for you. What would you like to say to everyone who are fans and supporters of the wonderful work you do on our screens?
oh gosh, thank you because I really, really love what I get to do, and I can't believe I actually get to do it. So I truly, truly am baffled every single time I book a job and that I get to go to work doing what I love. So thanks.